Welcome, Mr. Shawn. How are you?
I'm good. Glad to be here.
Well, I'm glad to have you, man. What you been up to lately?
Been working on some stuff for YouTube, of course, and basically at work, I've been working on some cool interface stuff, which I'm excited about.
Okay.
Uh,
Can you tell us a little bit about the interface stuff, or is that
yeah,
private?
yeah, I can talk about it. I just can't say what project it's for or
That's
anything.
perfect. Yeah.
But I'm just working on basically we're doing a configurator. That much I can say. So if you've ever seen like a furniture website or even a car website where you can kind of pick your colors and swap out models or like this is the exhaust I want or whatever, we're doing that, but for Department of Defense stuff, which is pretty
Oh.
cool.
Oh, shoot, really? So you
Yeah, it's
got
exciting.
you got big boy stuff. No wonder you can't talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, they just don't want you mentioning what you're working on, so no one targets you.
Understand.
Just more for like information.
Understand. And we have Jordan in the chat. She says, "At work, can't talk. Love you guys. We love you too, Jordan. We
Yeah,
love you
happy
too."
to have you. We're,
That's Phantom Draws.
yes.
Okay. And so you've been working on this YouTube stuff. You know, you do a lot of programming videos, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I make videos on Unreal Engine a lot. I've been working on Unreal Engine for about 3 years now, outside of college.
That's a gaming software.
Yeah, it's like gaming and simulation. So a lot of the government related things use it because like Unity is another gaming one, but it's a lot more for gaming. But Unreal is kind of open to whatever you want. That's like that. It's going to take a lot of memory. Basically, it's going to have a lot of like models or very specific details that you need.
Wow, really? I didn't know the government used anything like Unity or Unreal Engine. I didn't know
Yeah,
that they were that powerful, to be
they're a
honest.
lot. They're a lot closer to a gaming industry than you'd probably think.
Really? Yeah, I mean, you know, just thinking about computers and gaming processing and how powerful a computer needs to be to just basically get, you know, good frames in a game, it just
Yeah.
feels as though, you know, why wouldn't you want a gaming computer to do anything else?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so it does seem like there is some similarity between that and some other processing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, honestly, an engine is just kind of used to make our lives easier. So
Yeah.
you can kind of write it in whatever you want, but you know, we have kind of strict deadlines, and unfortunately, I have to do a lot of overtime sometimes.
Okay.
So anything that we can use to cut down on that is good.
So how did you get into programming and using Unreal and all that?
So I actually started trying to make a game when I was around probably 7 or 8 years old. I was pretty young at the time, and of course it wasn't very good, and I didn't finish it. But I found out that I really liked kind of being able to have to think hard for to make something simple happen. But then the progress was really good. Like I was really happy to see the result on the screen.
What
Even,
game was it?
so I was trying to make like a Super Smash Brothers
Wait, really?
like fan game. Yeah.
That's
Which is
perfect.
it's a pretty common one, but it's like the worst one to start with because there's just so many mechanics in it that, you know, when you don't know what you're doing, it becomes very hard.
Right.
So,
I tried to dabble a little bit with Unity, and you don't think about all the minor details that go into building a game or anything
yeah,
like that. Because for starters, at least, I didn't think about, you know, having a barrier above the person's head. Like you don't automatically just start with like a barrier around the person or like parameters that they can't just like touch. Like they can just phase through objects if you don't put that on.
yeah. I mean, even today, I mean, I've been programming for a total of about 7 years. I want to say professionally. It's not really professionally, but in college and work. And even today, I mean, you think of you see something new, it's like, oh, that's easy. Then you go to do it, and you realize like, oh, it's actually a lot more complicated than I was expecting because you just don't take it into consideration a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's why I kind of feel for gaming companies, you know, especially when they have like big AAA titles and people are like, oh my gosh, this game is ass or something like that. And you're just
Yeah.
like, well, hold on, man. Like, you really don't know how difficult it is to program a game. Like what, like the projects that are behind it, the steps that it takes to implement some of these. And I think the worst part about it is once you get, you know, if you wanted to update, like on a broader sense, like you run into more bugs, you run into some minor details. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, so like I said, at work, we basically treat it like a gaming company. Like we follow the same steps. So they have like something called sprints, which is basically every 2 weeks. You have deadlines that you have to meet, and then QA will go and test what you've done.
Oh, that's pretty
So
cool.
when we have, and when there is an update to something that was already released, QA has to go in and test everything again, everything that it touched. So it's the same with games, right? It's like one small change can really have a large effect on other things that you
Oh
don't think about
yeah.
too.
I mean, that's the worst part. I mean, just trying to implement everything. I'm gonna stop and get over to chat real quick, just
Go.
because we have everybody in here. What's up, Garen? What's up, Dell? Everybody in here. Randall, I see you guys. We got. What's up, Crook? Got suck we here. Hashtag Dream Team. What's up? Is Kaylor in the chat? Why is Hydrate 1000? I don't know why I made it 1000, man. I was just trying to, throw some stuff out there. So, we drinking and stinking, boys. Squidward choking on a fork noise? What the heck is that?
Yeah, it's the one where he's got the fork stuck like horizontal in his throat.
I don't know the noise it makes. So I'm like a little clueless here. Bill says, time for drinks. Woohoo. All sports games are copy and paste. Change my mind. I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, they're probably the closest you'll get to copy and paste out of all different types of software.
Yeah, Kaylor, who is Yeet Brother, he's a software engineer.
Nice.
So, yeah, he's been doing some stuff. Are you a software engineer, or do you specialize in something?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a software engineer. At work they call me the professional title of like back-end engineer, which just basically means working on like systems and stuff, as opposed to working on actual features specifically for the game. So.
Gotcha. So you pay $60 for a DLC when you broke GTA, so they ban your account. Oh my gosh, that's a yikes. What's up, Crick Dick? How you doing, buddy? 99 bugs on the wall. 99 bugs on the wall. Take one down. Fix it around 104 bugs on the wall.
That's good. I like that.
What's up? Just been playing video games before the podcast. You say that you don't know what it is and you're not even YouTubing it. Yeah, I know. We're not going to do that right now. So yeah, you've been posting YouTube videos and making content. You do your own stream, and your name is Shawn the Bro on Twitch.
Yeah, Shawn the Bro 27 on Twitch.
Shawn the Bro 27.
Someone stole my name on Twitch and Twitch alone. I have no idea why. So,
I mean, they recognize the branding material. I mean,
must have been it.
So, what kind of content do you do on YouTube?
So yeah, on YouTube, I make just a lot of programming tutorials. Basically, I try right now. I'm working on a fighting game series, a third-person series, kind of like Assassin's Creed style, a first-person shooter series, and a Super Smash Brothers series. I'm going back and finishing up that dream of making a Super Smash
one.
Yeah. So all these years later, tried tackling that again. But yeah, so I just basically make Unreal Engine and C++ tutorials because I really enjoyed learning when I was younger, before I could go to school for it. And a lot of people don't get that opportunity at all. So I like to try and make that available to people for free or for as little inconvenience as possible.
Are you mostly self-taught at programming?
No, I've had a lot of education for it, but I was lucky. So my high school had 4 different programming classes for it.
Right.
But it is very rare to have like engineering classes in high school.
Yeah, so I know a couple people that had engineering classes in high school, but it was like 10 people, that were just trying out the program. Like it was just this thing when we started, graduating, but after that, Daydreams with Dylan, where's the yellow bomb? It's still working on it, bud. Crookyo said he was getting it. He said he was getting. What games do Sean Kingston play? What are you talking about, bro? Stark in the background. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. The dog is just having a good time, yelling at people at the door. So, the second we say something, he's still going. But yeah, what's up, Saint? Welcome to the chat. Why you gotta come over here, bud? Chill. But yeah. So, have you made any progress on the game that you started originally? The Super Smash Bros.
So that one, that's in a dumpster fire somewhere. No, it's on an old computer, and I don't have access to it anymore.
Oh,
But that's
so
what.
go ahead.
Go for it. I was just gonna say, so that's why I'm kind of starting the new series, is I want to actually complete something. So I'm not really making a game so that people can play it. I'm actually making a template that I plan on putting up for free on the Epic Games Store, so
Oh,
people can
okay.
actually download it and kind of use the mechanics I've made, but then tweak it to their liking, so they can make their own game.
So is um Unreal owned by Epic?
Yes. Yeah.
So what's going on? Do you know anything about what's going on between Apple and Epic or
Yeah, I actually don't know the whole story, but yeah, basically, Epic supposedly broke the terms of their agreement that they had with something that was Apple related. I think specifically with Fortnite,
yeah.
something they were using, and Epic basically was like, "Well, we don't like those terms," so then Apple is retaliating because of that.
Yeah, that's just I mean, I don't know much about the whole story behind it, and if anybody in chat knows it, let me know. But what's up, Claymore? What's up? And then we got Starla Fox. But yeah, I don't really know much about what's going on. I just know that one day I signed into Fortnite and they were like, "Yeah, we're going to war with Apple." I'm like, like what's going on?
Yeah, I think I don't know the whole story either, so like I'll try not to spread false information. But it was something with the agreement that they had, maybe on Apple devices specifically, like the mobile app.
Right.
But because they broke the agreement, however, so then Apple was like, "Well, wait a second, we're not happy with that."
Yeah, now they're
So
completely banned off the Apple Store. Like they're
yeah,
not doing anything. I think Google even hopped in on it.
yeah, yeah. They everyone's taking their chance now to be like, "Wait a second, we're not happy with these rules."
Yeah.
Or like how Epic's been using them, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
So I did want to talk to you a little bit about Neuralink. Did you
uh-huh.
see any of the
Oh
presentation?
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
it's cool stuff.
It
It's crazy stuff.
it is, but it's scary though. Like I'm gonna be real. Like I'm kind of scared. Like
No, I mean that's fair. That's definitely fair. A fair reaction. I was actually talking to my fiance about it last night, and yeah, I mean, she's more on the like, I'm not so sure side.
yeah, I mean
Eh.
the way that you see like I mean the pigs were perfectly normal. They were perfectly
Hmm.
fine. I mean how small the device is.
Hmm.
It's it's honestly crazy to think that this stuff could be commercially available within the next couple years.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, I'd agree.
that just blows my mind. And I don't know if anybody else saw like how it's implanted into the brain. Like just the technology used to get it in the brain is just so ridiculously high tech. It's like precisions, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, it's fair to be a little bit skeptical. I mean, I am too, and like being an advocate, like I love seeing all that stuff. It gets me so excited. But of course, it's like, yeah, there's gonna be drawbacks with this, or some sort of issues with this that they're not gonna tell us. Of course, like they don't want to be like, they're not advertising their new product, and they're gonna be like, yeah, well, it could do all these different things or fail in these ways. So,
Well, I don't know, man. He has, kind of advertised that it can store memories.
mhm.
Like
Yeah,
that's ridiculous to me. To be able to go and access your
it's
memories,
crazy.
upload it, I don't I don't know. Would you ever like want to have like your memories stored on a drive?
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, if I'm thinking about like if I was fully confident in it in a few years and like I thought it was completely safe and I would consider it. I don't know if I want to commit to saying I would do it, but I would consider it even now. Like down
Yeah.
the line. I wouldn't want to be a pioneer and like jump on it right away. But
Yeah.
down the line, if it was reliable, I think I'd consider it,
Yeah, I mean
honestly.
just thinking about the philosophical replicate or not replications, but repercussions that it would
Hmm.
have. You know, just to be able to store your memories and to go back and look at them, I really wonder how it would affect our rationale, because I mean there's such thing as false memories and having to go
Yep.
back and reinterpret a situation differently. What does that mean, like, for us psychologically as we move forward? And I just think those are important questions that we have to answer.
Yeah, definitely. And they were also mentioning, like, if you couldn't really remember the word, you kind of had the tip of the tongue effect. Even there was potential because of it being able to access your memories to help with that. And me, like, I'm someone who stutters a lot,
Hmm.
and like I own up to that because it's just part of, I can never find the word I'm trying to say. So for me, it's like it actually kind of could change your personality even a little bit, because even if that's just a little quirky thing or whatever, if that completely gets eliminated, like that's a big change for just one little thing, but all the things that it can do or will be doing is might completely change the way you talk, the way you act, things like that. So
Yeah, Chandler said it would help Alzheimer's patients. It would also help me read chat better, because you guys know I'm bad at that. I done mess up on chat all the time. So, I mean, I'll be stuttering on words. I'll be tripping up,
yeah.
reading it dyslexic. So, I mean, I'm all over the place. And yeah, that's an interesting point. The fact that it could alter your personality in a way
Hmm.
that, it could make someone who was typically more shy because they had
Yep.
some speech issues, could make them more extroverted.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, it's just crazy to think. And he has theorized, Elon Musk has
Hmm.
theorized that, it could potentially, after iteration, and that it could advance to the point to where, you're synced up with internet. It's like,
Hmm.
well, how does access to all that information affect your personality?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one of the arguments against it that we were kind of talking about, my fiance and I, last night, were, yeah, you would probably lose the want to learn as much because you would just have quick or even immediate access to that information that you're looking for. So you wouldn't have to necessarily go out and learn all this stuff. You just think about it and then it's there. And we were kind of debating, like, are you actually learning it? Because sure, it's getting into your brain, but you're not really doing the same process that you normally do.
Yeah, that's
So
interesting.
yeah, it's kind of strange.
Do you think it would make people more rational or irrational? Because there's a lot of, there's a lot of, we're not going to get into politics, but
No, no, it's okay.
there are, you know, two sides to each coin. So
Yeah, of course.
presented with all the information at hand, I mean, it's interesting to think if it would make people more rational about situations, or would people cling on to the emotional side?
Yeah, I mean that's a very good question. I don't really know what I would say to that. I would want to think it would make people more rational. That's what
Right.
I would want, because you have the information there. So technically, they should understand it, learn it on the spot, whatever. And then you would think that would make them more rational. I'm not sure though, because if it's still like them making their own decision to think about that, they could still look for what they want. I mean, false information, right? And if they just like, oh, I want to find evidence for this specific argument or whatever, like theoretically they could do that too.
Right. And it doesn't necessarily mean that just because you have the facts like downloaded into your brain that
Hmm.
you understand it.
Yeah, that's true too. That's a good point.
So,
So
yeah, I don't, I'm stuck on that. I'm stuck on, how it would affect people rationally,
yeah.
because I don't think that people should or can have the potential to know everything. I mean, if
Yeah.
you're uploaded to the internet where memes are, there's facts that support one argument, there's facts that support another argument, and then you're just having this constant internal battle of just
Hmm.
whatever just bombarding you, or whatever you're trying to download. I don't know if having access to all that information is psychologically beneficial.
Yeah. I mean, I'd agree too. It's, again, I think it takes away a lot of what makes us human, honestly, is
Yeah.
kind of you don't have all the information, and you have to rationalize, meaning you have to think about how you want to come to your your stance on an argument, or how just even how to communicate like we're doing right now, how we're thinking about what it would do would be
Right.
totally different.
Well, I mean, I work in a psychological field with patients that suffer from schizophrenia, and so I don't work there now, but I have in the past. And seeing those patients and seeing how their thought process works, and seeing how they just grab a thought that just comes to their mind, or how distracted they are. It's almost like they're. Now, I'm not gonna try and get into the theoretical reason or anything like that, but
Yeah.
it's almost as if they're like receiving these thoughts just from somewhere, and they're just like going on it on a whim. They're just
Gotcha.
like taking these thoughts and just like grabbing them, and that's what comes to their mind. And so I feel like it would be somewhat like that in a sense.
No, I actually think there's a lot to that, because that's kind of my point is like, sure, you're getting that information, but you're not really rationalizing
Right.
to get there. It's kind of just appearing. Like, it's kind of like someone just told you the information and you took it right at that value.
Right.
It's like, yep, that's how it is. And you don't really have to think, which I mean does hurt us, right? Like, critical thinking is important. I mean, for me, it's like, it's something I try and get better at all the time. Because what I do is like, okay, we need this done, and you have to find a good way to do it. So I love critical thinking. And it kind of removes that component,
Yeah.
or at least reduces how much you'd be using it.
Do you think in a general sense people are losing their ability to critically think?
Yeah, as things get easier, yeah, I mean, as the internet exists and all, because I mean, I am, right? So I love critical thinking, as I just said, but definitely there's times when I'm like, okay, this guy did it this way. I can basically use that method, maybe switch it up to meet what we're looking for. And I lose my ability. Like, I didn't really come to that conclusion on my own.
Right.
So,
I mean, with the inclusion of the internet, it feels as though people have lost their ability. I mean, it's like we have the access to information, and we're just memorizing facts at this point.
yeah.
But we've kind of lost the ability to think critically. I don't want to say lost the ability. I feel like that's a little bit more darker of a term. But I think that people have relied on just the internet to get their facts rather than learning it or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that is definitely an important issue to cover, especially when we're talking about Neuralink and the potential of where it could go.
Yes.
What is the possibility? I mean, are people going to lose their ability to critically think? And man, these comments are going fast. So let's see. So my mom brings up a good point. She says, just like people can hijack computers, imagine a person hijacking an implant in the brain.
I've thought about that. That's a scary thought.
I mean, like, could someone potentially hack it?
I'd say yes, personally. I think so.
Dylan recalls the good old days, 2005. Yeah. All right, what were you about to say?
No, I was just gonna say, without even getting into like the specifics of it, I think the answer is yes.
Definitely.
I think someone could hack it, which would be terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a computer, people can hack anything.
Yeah.
I'm sending phishing emails to your brain. He said, "Facts, Mom." Yo, I just found out that Grindr isn't an app for upcoming hustlers. What? If there's a software, there'll be a hacker.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just I just don't know about it. I mean, there's the age-old argument though, like, are you your thoughts? It's that philosophical argument that's, if you took your thoughts and put them in another being, like, is that you, or were you in the past?
Right. That's fair.
So, I mean, if the potential for Neuralink to save your images or save your memory and host that somewhere in the cloud, and then you could download that and virtually live forever, it's like, would that technically be you? I mean, it has all your memories, but I mean, is it your consciousness? What is it? Like, what is it at that point?
Yeah, I don't think it. I mean, not even trying to get all that deep, but yeah, I don't think it would be you personally.
Yeah.
It's more like what you or what other people wanted to see you as, I think.
Yeah.
Honestly. Because, I mean, the thing is, like, if you have your memories, that's great. But as times change, then you would also change. and you kind of lose that ability for yourself to change as times change if you're not actually there to do it.
Well, here's another interesting point. Like, if you could save your images and go back to who you were in a previous moment in time, like, would you be learning from those memories? You know, would you be, you know, growing or whatever technically makes you human, quote unquote?
Yeah. I don't I don't know, it's weird to think about. It's like you think about how much you have changed just over your life too. And it's like so much has changed since then. So even like 100 years, imagine what you thought on topics might be totally different or even like not even important
Right.
in that day and age, you know?
I mean, I'm definitely not who I was like 5 years ago, let
Yeah.
alone 10 years ago. I mean, I was freaking 16 10 years ago.
Yeah,
Definitely
exactly.
not who I was. So it's like, you know, if I could just go back to that moment in time, where like a previous saved version of myself.
Right.
I mean, what the heck does that mean? We need
Yeah.
answers, Elon Musk. We need answers. One day we're gonna get him on the podcast. I kid you
I mean,
not.
that would be great.
Yeah,
That'd
we're
be
gonna get him on the
crazy.
podcast, man. Let's see. True monism versus dualism here. Redeem, hydrate, sip, beer. Gosh, is that what you're doing right now? Are you redeeming it? You gotta use the points, buddy. Oh, no, you didn't use the points. What the heck? Have you seen Black Mirror though?
I've seen the first season.
You have?
How about that? Yes.
Have you seen the episode where they're interrogating a guy? They basically make a copy of his memories of who this guy was, and they stick him in a house and they just interrogate the crap out of him.
It sounds familiar. It was like when it first came out, so I'm not entirely sure. I remember. I want to say no. I don't think I have.
Yeah, so there's an episode where they're trying to get a confession from this guy. And basically what they do is they copy his memories. Basically what Neuralink is, they copy his memories and then, you know, simulate that in a different engine, and they have this guy go in and he talks to him. Basically, the guy is stuck in this like probably no bigger than my apartment, which is like 800 square feet. And the guy is just stuck there, and he is being interrogated. It's almost sort of like a psychological torture for the consciousness, and it's like, well, shoot, like, is that like, could that potentially be where we're going? I'm confused here.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting closer to all that science fiction stuff too. So like, all those things that people thought were many, many years away. Of course, I mean, and you probably know this, but as we get smarter, quote unquote, and like technology advances, then it happens at a faster rate, right? It continues to advance at a faster rate.
Right.
So it's funny because sure, that's like, I don't know if it would even be considered like science fiction, but just science fiction in general. Like, oh yeah, you could hack into this guy's brain or whatever. Well, the farther we go along, the faster that's becoming reality.
Isn't it?
So like anything you see on Black Mirror that's like that is concerning for what could happen in the future.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I know we're getting really science fiction-y here, but it's definitely an interesting topic to talk about because,
oh yeah,
you know, 10 years ago we weren't talking about Neuralink. We weren't talking about this possibility of possibly integrating your brain into the internet.
I mean, no, not even close.
What?
Not as like a realistic goal.
Let's see. Hold on. Chat is trolling me right now. Oh my goodness, guys. I love you all. Dell said, we love you. Dell got me crying. Let's turn the monitor upside down for him. Accurate. My brain gets DDoS attacks every time I talk to Cade. LOL. What's up, Mason? Welcome. Click the link. No, Kaylor, I can see what the link says, buddy. I'm not doing that. It's gonna be a no for me. Sam, are you saying no, like you're not gonna do the Neuralink when it comes out? I mean, the interesting part is where he said, no, I'm not clicking it, Kaylor. The interesting part is where he said that, you know, it's gonna be available for basically commercial use. He's going to get it down to basically what LASIK would be. Now, that's nutty.
Yeah. I mean, all technology really does kind of get there over time. Like, think about even just memory units, right, for computers.
Right.
Like, so probably about, I want to say like 6 or 7 years ago, I bought a like 50 terabyte drive, and it was close to $100.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, like, I actually just for my computer, I actually bought a 8 terabyte for about 150. Just because it's so much easier now. It's more like commercial use, because
Right.
to buy this before was probably only used for like the military, seriously, NASA, things like that. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
I
It
mean,
hap- it happens.
chips and storage devices are getting better. I mean, the price is going
Yeah.
down. I mean, like you said, like 10 years ago, you couldn't buy 16 gigs for under $50.
Yeah.
I mean, now you can get it for cheaper than that.
Yeah. That was an external, like even the internal drives, like gigabytes of RAM and stuff too.
Well,
Drastically changed.
well, here's the thing, and this is where I get. I love Stark, but damn, chooses the wrong times, bro. I think the wife's home. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
The wife's home. I can hear her opening the door. Hey Dylan, I love you, babe. We got the dog emotes. Kate, you're on your own there. My wife would kill me. What if we hacked each other's brains? That would be scary. Oh, totally. But the question I run into, especially with Neuralink, is what if the hardware at that point is too advanced for our brain's hardware, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, for example, you run into bottleneck issues if you're running like a really good GPU with a really crappy CPU.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
what if like the Neuralink is the GPU and it's that connection to the internet, but my brain's the CPU?
No, I mean, that's a good point. I didn't even consider that.
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of issues with this, and I'm just so I don't know. It's cool to think about. It's awesome to fantasize where it could go. It's just I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like self-driving cars. It's like, for me, even now, like even that there are some that exist, right? I wouldn't use one for quite a long time, because even being like an advocate of advancing technology, it's like, well, I know there's still plenty of issues that could happen with this. I don't really want to put my faith into it just yet on such a big scale like that. And it's the same with this. It's like, I am still getting a chip in my brain. If I'm not fully confident that it's going to be, at least safe for me to use, then
yeah, I mean, do you think that this is the only way forward? I mean, there's AI that's coming up, and it's basically going to make humans obsolete with their functioning and what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd say it's the only way forward, but I think it's kind of a necessary step to explore it. I feel like it. Yeah, I mean, not necessarily that like everyone has to do it, right? But I think we have to kind of poke around and see what does work, what does advance us as a civilization. Because I mean, that's really at the core. That's kind of what's going on, right? It's like, okay, people were bored. Like, let's be honest. Like, how can we make things more efficient, or how can we make problems that humans have, less of issues, or less complicating of issues?
Right.
And so we're kind of just at, I feel like, an exploratory phase where people are trying to discover like what is the next step forward.
Right.
So not necessarily this is the solution, but I think that we do need to kind of be testing things. So AI or Neuralink or whatever. I think it's something that was bound to happen eventually.
Wes is in the chat. What's up, Wes? It's been a minute since I've seen you. How's all the music going, bud? Been a while. He says China in response to Cade's message about Russia gonna jack our brains. AI hates us for our freedom. Siri listening in on this conversation right now. Yeah. Siri and Google and Amazon, Alexa, whatever, they're all listening in. So anybody that's talking crap about AI in the future, it knows who to target. But for real though, have you heard of the Great Filter?
Yes. Yep.
I mean, the fact that for anybody that doesn't know about the Great Filter, it's basically the argument why we haven't seen alien life or anything like that. And it's basically stating that, at some point in time, the universe will just wipe out the current existence of a species if they get too intelligent enough. I mean, am I saying that right?
Yeah.
So I think there were like different stages of the Great Filter, and people are suggesting we're kind of getting close to the filter that the universe has put on. So, I don't know. Like, we're getting close to sending people to Mars.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nutty.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's crazy to think about.
That's nutty to me. I mean, the fact that, people are starting to put chips in their brain, or not starting, but I mean, next 5 years could be.
Oh, yeah.
Putting chips in their brain. AI is getting smarter. The fact that Google created that AI and it learned a language in like 3 days.
Yeah.
I think that's a little bit of exaggeration, but I mean.
Yeah. No, you're right, though.
I mean, I don't know. You've been listening to too much Joe Rogan. I wish, man. I need more time for him. I really do. That man's got it. Some people say we have passed it because we have not seen other advanced life. That's a possibility too. Let's see. My Alexa went off, jerk. Alexa. I'm just gonna make everybody's go off. Hey Siri. Let's see. No time. What's up, man? I quit. Why'd you quit, man? I'm working with China, so I'm good. Technically, I'm working with China. I work with Chinese kids. Dylan believes in aliens. I don't know. Could be a possibility. Guys. I mean, what do you think? What's your...
Oh, yeah. I mean, I believe in aliens flat out. I mean, I don't think, I'm not necessarily saying like what we envision them as, but just other forms of life, definitely.
I mean, I guess we'll go off Joe Rogan here. Do you think that aliens have visited us in the past?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, what we know as humans, I'd want to say no, but like we know so little compared to what has happened in the universe, so I have no idea. I'd probably say yes, but again, I don't know, like, even talking or being able to communicate might be, like, much less, I mean, I don't want to say lesser, because that's just rude, let's be honest, but lesser organisms. I would say, yeah, I think so.
Right. I don't know if you could talk about this, but...
yeah, go for it.
Let's see. Wes said, the Pentagon confirmed aliens, like, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I mean, I don't know anything about that, actually.
Yeah. I mean, they did release files on Twitter, and they were, like, all redacted. And they were like, yeah, so these are alien sightings, whatnot. And they were like UFOs or something weird.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in anything. So, I mean, I can talk about this. I'm in Department of Defense, so like literally against cybersecurity stuff. Not that advanced. Like I'm not on the front line stopping hackers or something like that. But that's what I do. So I actually don't know anything about like a lot of government business. But I would say personally, I think if they released anything on who released it on Twitter? Was it?
I don't know, but I think it was actually like it was a confirmed document and from the Pentagon or something like that. Is that right, Wes? Is that right? Dylan, you built like an alien, but he can be my ET. Oh my God. You kill me, man. You kill me. Oh man, this man works for the feds. He is out of this world. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. But I know that they released some more documents later on after the fact. They were talking about astral projection and meditation and what it does to the brain. They gave a description of this test subject that was able to find like this hidden military base. It was crazy.
I would personally say, I mean, this is totally like kind of conspiracy theory. Not like I'm not like pinning tacks on some.
Hey, let's get into it. Let's get into some conspiracy theories. I'm ready for it.
Personally, what I would think is if they did release anything like that, it would actually kind of be to deter you from what they actually found, to kind of throw you on a trail. Not that it's necessarily incorrect, but I don't think they're going to just like drop it like that.
Yeah, it seems so convenient for the time that they dropped it. I mean, we don't have to get into all that, but it did. You were completely right, bro. It's crazy. DMT is good for the brain. What's trying to make this a Joe Rogan podcast, bro? Yeah, they said something about a ship not from this earth. Who's the say we haven't met an alien? Who's to say? I see what you tried to do there. This dude works for the man on my private files of vulnerable. Someone passed the DMT. We going to Pluto. Oh my goodness, Wes. This man crazy. Wait, hold on. Whoa, Chandler, I really agree with that point he makes. What point?
Could be the
point
how
that you made.
It was.
Yeah, I think so. That's some big brain stuff. So, nice. We're talking security. Snowden, American hero or nah?
Yeah, Snowden.
So
you get a lot of training about him when you do like government stuff.
Okay.
They like to talk about him a lot.
Is that something we can talk about or no?
Yeah, we can talk about him. Honestly, though, I actually forget, which my security officer would be very upset to be like, don't you remember from the training? I forget exactly which one he is, but we learned a lot. When you go through training for things you're not supposed to talk about, they talk to you about all the people in the past who've had clearances and things like that and have basically been bought out by either like China or Russia and sold their data or sold some sort of information for large sums of money.
Right.
I think Snowden was the one where his wife actually kind of ratted him out. I could be wrong though.
Was she really? I had no idea.
I could be wrong. There was someone that
what a
that
snitch.
happened to. But
what a snitch.
Well, yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding with you. But no, for real though. Like, so I mean, it seems as though I lost my point, guys. We're losing it here. Stuttering. Yeah, this guy has some good points. Really quick clip.
See, that wouldn't have happened with Neuralink.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Neuralink would have read my brain. It would have predicted what I was going to say, and it would have just said it for me. I mean, I wouldn't have to do anything, basically. It could read chat for me, and I wouldn't have these problems.
There you go. I'm actually a Neuralink advocate. Just like,
are you really?
I'm sent to the podcast to kind of convince you to buy.
You have a Neuralink. You have a Neuralink. Here we go. All right, so I'm pulling up this clip, Kirk. What is this? I would show you, but I don't want to wreck everybody's ears again. This man. Government guy is pro Neuralink. I mean, just seemed like an interesting investment. Just saying.
Yeah. I mean, so just for the record, for everyone watching, I'm usually kind of neutral. Like, I like to hear both sides. So if I'm saying I'm pro Neuralink, I mean, I gave you my opinion on it earlier, and the fact that, yeah, I would probably be interested.
Right, yeah, you don't endorse anything.
But I'm not actually like, yes, go get Neuralink.
Yeah, it confirmed. Shawn the Bro does not endorse anything.
It's confirmed.
All it takes is one person to trap someone in a world like Sword Art Online. Ooh, have you ever watched that show?
I have not, but I know. I'm more Phantasy Star Online 2, I think it's called. I know they just released a chapter that was very similar to that.
Okay.
And I've been wanting to play it, so.
Yeah, I mean, just Neuralink and where it could take you. I mean, that's another thing. It's like, could it simulate or overlay a reality over your brain?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because you could basically argue that right now, currently, your perception of life is just basically your sensory, like how you sense everything. So could Neuralink potentially override those senses and make you feel something different? or see something different, and basically you're in a different reality at that point.
I think so. And that could be both good and bad. But yeah, I think so, definitely.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, LMO.
Your brains are pretty stupid. As funny as that is to say, but like they are, right? Right now it's talking about itself as being stupid, which I always found funny because my brain is helping me think about it. But no, seriously, right? Like they can be easily fooled, which can be good. Like phantom limb, people who have phantom limb can play VR, and usually the pain will actually go away, at least for a period of time, because they see their hand/arm like in VR.
Right.
So your brain's kind of dumb, honestly. So I think easily they could kind of, insert some memories or overlay something for you.
Yeah, I mean, there are tons of optical illusions that you can look up that will really just blow your mind on how easily your brain is tricked.
Right.
There's one with like a gray square, and it's 2 gray dots. Let me see if I can find it. Gray square optical illusion. This one. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Am I gonna share my screen? Should I share my screen? Yeah, I'm gonna share it to you.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, hold on. This is not gonna work out very well. So I'm gonna share the screen to chat first, and then I'll share it to you. Okay, so chat. Check this picture out. Can you see this all right? We're gonna zoom in just a little bit. Okay,
mm-hmm.
So they look like different colors, right?
Yep.
Put your finger in between, like, the middle section.
Yeah.
It's the same exact color because
that's a cool one.
Your brain perceives the light differently. It's registering the light like as it's coming from above the picture. Yeah. So it tricks your brain into thinking that those are 2 different colors when really they're the same color.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just think that's
cool.
an interesting optical illusion.
No, those are really cool. I have a lot of fun with that stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. Dylan, there's your clip. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. Give him the red pill. I want to see how far this rabbit hole goes. That's not enough time for this one. Let's see. There's your clip, Dylan. What kind of game is this? Well, where was I supposed to put my finger? Oh my gosh, Dale. But yeah, I appreciate you for coming out tonight. That was a fun talk.
Yeah, I mean, it was great.
Yeah.
Great
so
talking about it.
I'm gonna keep you here. I'm gonna raid somebody real quick.
Yeah, you're good.
Is anybody going live right now? No, actually, just for that, guys, just for that troll, you know what? We're gonna raid somebody else. You guys don't get the views. You don't get the views.
40 Bud Light seltzer, best of the best.
Hold on.
Dishing out punishments.
Right? I know. Gotta whip him into shape, bro. Whip him into shape. Let's see. Let's find a podcast.
I love it, boys. This
see,
is time
podcasts
for Lupo, right?
and talk shows. Let's just see. The Flow podcast. Sure. Oh, no. Not this one. Fuck it, we're gonna raid one of my friends.
You want to occupy the hill as long as you can. You will earn time for every second.
Go here, and let's do this. Hashtag raid. All right, everybody. I appreciate you guys for coming out tonight. Thank you. This has been Shawn the Bro. Go ahead and follow him on Twitch at Shawn the Bro 27, right?
Yep, you got it.
Shawn the Bro 27. And your YouTube channel is
just Shawn the Bro.
Just Shawn the Bro.
Shawn the Bro.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for coming out tonight. This has been an awesome podcast. Thank you so much. I'll keep you on this end for just a second. We're going to raid my bud, Holy Schmidt, because he's awesome. So I will catch you guys later.
See you, everyone.
Enjoy. Oh wait, I always forget the awkward pause that you have to do right before you read
Yep.
somebody. It gives you like 10 seconds that you have to wait.
I don't know why they make you wait.
And raid now. And we're going to cut the stream on YouTube. Bye, guys.